Maybe she knows it's Bianca Belair involved at all. I mean, everybody wanted to get this match out of the way, but like not at all, like not in part. It's like kind of match that had to kind of symbolise that this is a really unsanctioned match. We've got the Roman situation. Obviously, he'll be back for WrestleMania, so where are you going to go with that? So maybe it's setting up a triple threat that's kind of used by Royal Rumble. And Cena turned heel. Never saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. And hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stratton, and welcome to my review of Elimination Chamber 2025. The last road on the road to WrestleMania. And oh my god, this pay-per-view is going to be remembered for a certain segment right at the end that I cannot wait to talk about. But in a card it was pretty good, to be honest. It was set up really good. Obviously, only have 4 matches, so kind of Triple H is definitely going on the old less is more type situation. I really like, and obviously for a guy that like SNUK watching matches, you've only got 4 to worry about. Takes less of your time than you have to watch 6, 7, or 8. So, you know, I like it in that sense. But obviously we had the Elimination Chamber match for men's and the women's to determine who's going to face Rhea Ripley and who's going to face Cody at WrestleMania. Obviously we had a bit of Trish Stratus was on the card. We were teaming up with Tiffany Stratton, going against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And obviously we had the latest installment of Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in a unsanctioned match that obviously we know it's going to be some awesome spots in that match. But if you like these reviews, please like and subscribe. I'm planning to do more of these. Obviously I do enjoy talking about wrestling, especially at the moment. The best time to talk about wrestling is now. Yeah, so obviously without further ado, I guess let's dive straight into this. Let's go and dive into the women's Elimination Chamber match, where the winner will face either Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, as we're calling it, at WrestleMania 41. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But let's go and talk about it. Let's talk about the women's Elimination Chamber match. Let's go. So the women's Elimination Chamber match, 6 women competing to find out who's going to face either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. Obviously that big match, world title match, is going to be on Raw tonight. Obviously we'll find out prior to this. This will be out after that, so we'll know at that point it's probably going to be Rhea Ripley. So obviously for 6 women fighting out to find who's going to face her at WrestleMania. Interesting one, because obviously going into this match I was a bit confused. Like I didn't know who they were going to pick, because obviously there wasn't any standout picks for me. Because obviously you could sit there and say the discovery of the booking of the women's division's been a bit weird the last couple of months. But obviously we got, was it Bianca Belair? Was it? Yeah, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, that obviously the fans would have really loved. Bayley, Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. I think I've got that right. Roxanne Perez, yes. Got it wrong last time in the review. This time I got it right. But obviously, yeah, I was going in kind of not sure where to go. I mean, obviously you could go with, it was Alexa Bliss is the most popular. But where would the story be there? That'd be the interesting. Obviously you got Bayley, again, same thing. There was no like obvious story thread. I mean, you got the Liv Morgan thing, but they've done that to death. So could you really go for that? I probably wouldn't have. But yeah, it was kind of going in kind of like, where's this going to go? But give them credit. I think they kind of knew that. So they kind of put out of the gate, done a massive return. Obviously, we'll see from this match, it'll be all talked about is Jade Cargill's return. Obviously, after she was taken out by an unknown assailant. Obviously, after who she attacked in this match, we kind of are going to go inside that maybe it was her that did it. But yes, obviously, it was first Naomi and Liv Morgan starting the match. And all of a sudden, Jade Cargill's magic, music appeared. Everyone's like, oh my God, wait, what's going on here? And obviously she came along, and obviously Liv Morgan looked like she was like, oh my God, she's going to go after me. Nah, she went after Naomi. Beat the living crap out of her. Obviously, there was a point when she hit like a pump kick through the freaking pod. And obviously, when she was just on her way out, I think used the door to kind of smash kind of Naomi with that. It looked devastating. I don't think Jade Cargill has ever looked this good since her debut. Obviously, she looks amazing in this match with this segment. But what I liked about this is obviously Bianca Belair was absolutely devastated in the pod. Maybe this is kind of a sign of a guilty conscience, maybe. Because, let's be honest, I mean, they were kind of implying that maybe she thinks it's Naomi. Maybe she knows it's Bianca Belair and kind of taking out Naomi as a kind of signal of that's going to happen to you, maybe. But because that's where I think it's going. It makes no sense that it's Naomi. Bianca Belair is the perfect pick for why, who attacked Jade Cargill, and obviously with her, obviously spoiler warning, she won the match. It's kind of obvious that it's probably where they're going to go. If they're going to review it after, maybe she wins it against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and then we find out that, like the usual thing where they always find security tape, or in this case, digital recordings, where I find out that it was Bianca Belair that did it all along, and then she turns heel, and then we can have a heel Bianca Belair, because we kind of need, her character needs a bit of a reset. But obviously we know how it ended. But when it comes to the match, it was really good. I think it was had some cool moments. Obviously had a couple of let's really cool Tower of Doom segment. It's always looking cool, especially in a chamber. We had a little cool bit where I think it was Perez got eliminated by, was it Alexa Bliss later on? When I think it was like Liv Morgan hit like on a finisher, and then it led on to Tristan Bliss out of nowhere. That was really cool. The big one obviously for me would obviously that bit when was it Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair were up to tight the pod. Liv Morgan was trying to escape, and then obviously absolutely whipped her with her hair, and my God, ouch, that's got to hurt. Obviously another one, but obviously she was spinning her around. Was it like a rag doll? I think it was like into the pod, into the steel. It was like, it's devastating. I love that. But obviously that was because it was them two. Obviously we had near the end with the 450. I think, what was it? Bianca was trying to go 450. Liv Morgan put the knees up, but Bianca Belair was able to counter into a KOD, kiss of death, for the win, and she'll be facing either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky for the Women's World title. But yes, as we said, I know where this is going. Bianca Belair's probably going to win against WrestleMania, or it's going to be a situation of she doesn't win, and obviously we're going to, because of Jade Cargill. But that's where I think they're going. I think after WrestleMania, it's going to be Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair storyline. Is it for the world title? I don't know if Jade's there yet, but I kind of like the idea that, yeah, it's obvious. It's got a, I don't know, I don't say Triple H, Shawn Michaels vibe to it, with the whole kind of, who attacks you? I'm going to go after who attacks you, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out it's him all along. So it makes sense that maybe like she saw Jade Cargill as a threat, took her out. She was a rising star, took her out so she can ascend to the top. But then didn't realize that when Jade comes back, she's going to be after her. But I like this. I mean, obviously, it makes it a little bit interesting now for this, because obviously, if it was just a normal kind of face versus face, it'd be a bit bland in a way. I like the idea where Ripley kind of sticking the knife there, kind of implying that it was her, maybe something like that. Make it more about the storyline, because obviously it could be for the world title, and you could sit in Bianca Belair like hasn't had that title for a while, so maybe she wants it back. So she was she wouldn't let anyone get in the way of that, so that's why she took out Jade. Maybe, I don't know. There's so many options here, but yeah, I think that's what we've got. I think this is where it's going to go. But as an opener, it's really good. I mean, obviously, I think that doing the Jade Cargill coming out literally at the start of the match, after the match, is probably a good call, because it got people kind of talking. Because if it was just a normal match, it would have been, it's still a good match. That's a good Elimination Chamber. You still have good spots in it. So it was good in that sense. It didn't have that kind of storyline thread or something to really engage you. But obviously, this thing with Jade Cargill, and obviously Naomi and Bianca Belair, I think there's something there that's enough to make people want to see that match and see where the story progresses about. So I'm intrigued. But yeah, good opener. Really enjoyed it. So obviously after that, we'll talk about obviously one women's match. We've got to talk about another. Obviously, we've got the tag team match with Tiffany Stratton teaming up with Trish Stratus to go against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. So it's going to be interesting to talk about this one. But yes, let's talk about that tag team match. So let's talk about Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus going against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a kind of blow-off kind of tag team match. Obviously, it's kind of set up to kind of end that kind of feud between Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Obviously, Nia Jax was the champion. Tiffany Stratton cashed in her Money in the Bank opportunity on her. And obviously, the storyline of like Nia Jax is absolutely enraged. I think the reason they put kind of Trish in this, just because obviously it's in Canada, it's in Toronto, Canada. So obviously native, put a bit more shine onto the match than just a normal tag team match. I mean, an interesting one is why they didn't put Charlotte in this match. Obviously, if you don't know, Charlotte picked Tiffany Stratton to go against WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship. But I'm intrigued. I'm surprised she wasn't involved at all. I mean, everybody wanted to get this match out of the way, but like not at all, like not in part of the match. Like maybe she teams with Nia Jax instead of nothing against Candice, really good wrestler, really good. But it felt really random that she's involved in this match. I'm surprised they didn't go for Charlotte, I've got to be honest. Maybe they want to separate it. Maybe that's not the story they're going for. But yeah, I mean, interesting one, because obviously it was only like, how long was it? Like 11 minutes. So it was a short match. Obviously, we want to give more time to the other big match. No offense. This is more of a kind of just a really good match to fill before the kind of two big matches and the big segment right at the end. But yeah, I mean, it had its moments, had some cool stuff. I mean, I think he had a cool thing with, obviously, I think so Trish Stratus doing that really, always like kind of handstand kind of Hurricane thing she does that's really cool. A lot of this match was basically Trish being thrown around like a ragdoll. I think it was a bit when she was like literally thrown around like a bear hug and stuff. Like shows Nia Jax has improved a lot. I'll give her that in this match. But yeah, it was usual stuff. Obviously Trish was obviously being isolated, but then when Tiffany came in, she was on fire. I kind of like the finish with the idea. Obviously, I think it was like was it Alabama Slam or something like that, and obviously I think she hit that. What was it? Stratus, I think, from the top of the top rope on Nia Jax, and then obviously what was it? Tiffany Stratton went up and hit that beautiful moonsault she does, and obviously got the win there. But I mean, it was short. It was fine. I think it was like, I don't want to say that it's bad, because obviously it had its moments, had its shine. I mean, the crowd were really into it because obviously Trish Stratus was in there. Tiffany Stratton's an interesting one because obviously she's obviously got a really good ability in the ring. Obviously they'll turn her face. It'd be interesting to see with the Charlotte, can they make it an interesting feud? Because at the moment I'm not convinced with this one. I think obviously Charlotte, as much as what you think about Charlotte, you can no doubt her in-ring ability in this match, and obviously Tiffany Stratton, still very young to be fair, quite green in a way, because obviously she's only been on the main roster for like a couple of years, like 2-3 years now, and she kind of, if you get that rub off Charlotte, but I think it's interesting this match, but that match, I need something else to grab, like a storyline, a character beat that I can't think of at the moment where they can go, but it'd be interesting to see what they can do with it. But it's a good match. Obviously, was it Trish Stratus? Always good to see, and obviously, hopefully, this is more of a, maybe she might be involved more, or maybe she's just involved because it's in Canada, because obviously it's in her home country, so maybe she was more available, obviously, and then she would be if she had to go and wrestle in America, that kind of stuff. One thing that's kind of funny, obviously, I brought it up that I kind of find funny is obviously they kept, Pat kept going on about the Canadians booing the US national anthem. Obviously, did it in this show. I mean, it's kind of funny that obviously they don't know the reasons, but it's just kind of funny they kept bringing it up. Random thing here, I just brought it up. But anyway, but good match. Nia Jax, I think, obviously Candice, maybe they could set up, maybe they can go after the tag titles, women's tag titles, maybe, because I don't see Liv and Raquel Rodriguez doing anything at WrestleMania, so maybe they could be a part of like some multi-woman challenge for those titles, because they do some of that, because I don't see what else they can do unless she gets involved with, make it a triple threat, maybe. I don't think that's going to be a thing, but maybe. But yeah, good match, good little kind of good match in between the kind of crazy matches you're going to have afterwards. Done the job, and they're interested to see what they do with Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. But I don't think it's there yet, but it needs a bit of work. But yeah, good match. But yes, after that, let's talk about a nice little simple, nice solid match to a match that's going to get brutal. Let's talk about the unsanctioned match. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, latest edition of their long rivalry. Cannot wait to talk about this. So let's talk about that match. So Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, the latest edition in this long-running rivalry that in WWE all started in NXT, and but obviously it's got more history. Obviously, if you know anything from the PWGs and all the independent stage, no, it's right what they said. These two there's never been a story where both of their careers have linked simultaneously. It's absolutely amazing. But obviously, I don't think there's been a feud between them for at least a couple of years. Obviously, they've been more friends now than enemies. Obviously, this match was kind of set up after, obviously, was it Cody Rhodes had obviously and Kevin Owens match at Royal Rumble, and obviously Kevin Owens believes that obviously his friend didn't help him after he absolutely destroyed him, and obviously now they're not friends. He is dead to Sami Zayn is dead to him now, and but yeah, set up as a a blood feud, kind of as it would be, because obviously these guys can go, so you knew it was gonna be kind of at a lot of spot. I mean, you can always sit there and say what match was better. There probably have better matches overall for this feud, but it was a very solid outing. But obviously, it's an unsanctioned, so basically anything goes. There's tables, there's chairs. You can hit someone. All the ref has to do is, if you're knocked out, call it, or if you're put a pin. Nothing he could do. I kind of like the touch where basically he wasn't wearing an official, ref. So it's like it's not sanctioned. It's not. Don't have no involvement in this if something goes wrong. Always like unsanctioned mess. I mean, the one I think about the most is obviously Shawn Michaels versus Triple H all those years ago. That was probably the ultimate unsanctioned match. But yes, obviously this match obviously had lots of cool. Again, with unsanctioned, it's basically going to be a spot fest. It's going to have a lot of cool kind of moments. Obviously it broke up into the crowd early on, and obviously we had Sami Zayn hitting kind of. Was it throwing? Was it Kevin Owens threw a couple of well-placed tables? Obviously not one but two. A lot of table spots in this match as well. Obviously, we had later on, was it when we were back into the ring on the outside? You obviously had Kevin Owens sitting up not one but two tables on top of each other. And obviously, was it Sami Zayn trying to go suplex later on? And obviously, Kevin Owens pushed him off and he went for that table. I'm surprised they'd done that spot early because it seemed like a right at the end spot. But I guess they had more plans. We had obviously another table spot with obviously, Sami Zayn was trying to go for that superplex, but obviously, Kevin Owens kind of counted it into that kind of fisherman buster through the table that he does from the top. Well, Sami should have known better, to be fair, for that one. But yeah, obviously it kind of broke down near the end as you expect. Obviously Sami Zayn was trying to go for the haluba kick, but I think Kevin Owens pushed the ref into the way, so the ref was out, and then another ref came out after Kevin Owens hits the kind of stunner and trying to go for the win, but obviously another ref came out and then he attacked him. Obviously the big spot, obviously we had I don't know who put it there, but obviously the barbed wire kind of around the steel chair, kind of like the spots on kind of like first off when delayed reaction, I think hit him onto the chair, like the set up chair, and obviously Kevin Owens first didn't sell it and then absolutely devastated. I mean, I think he busted him open at one point. But obviously had that, and obviously had Sami Zayn hitting the blue thunder bomb on that that kind of barbed wire chair that was freaking devastating. But it was Kevin Owens that got the win here, obviously using hitting him onto the outside, obviously using the kind of neck situation, obviously because of the package power driver he did a couple of weeks ago, set up the chair on his neck, hit him through knock, and then fold him into one corner of the post and then the other. And then a nice little homage to how this all began in NXT, at least, is the pop-up powerbomb onto the apron. He hit two of them. I think it was like three. Or actually, no, I think he hit a couple of them, two or three, to take him out. And obviously, he brought him in for the pin and for the win. And it was so KO has basically gone too far. I like the commentary. They kind of pushed it up as bigged it up. It's like, oh my god, that's devastating. You're a sick human being for what you've done, KO. I always like that kind of stuff when it. I think Wade Barrett and obviously Michael Cole do that well. I mean, and Pat does it well. I think it's just, but Michael's very good at kind of when he's disgusted and sickened. He's very good at that. But yes, obviously he won the match. Where can he go, Kevin Owens? But then all of a sudden, Randy Orton returns, and then slowly but surely walking down the ramp. Obviously, Kevin Owens was up for the fight because obviously he's definitely he just took out his best friend, and now he wants to, go after Randy Orton. Good fight back, and obviously a nice RKO by Randy Orton on Kevin Owens, but obviously the security split it up and stopped it to kind of set up that's probably going to be the match of WrestleMania. Going to have Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Again, I'm not against. They're probably going to put on a great match. One thing I should just remember to point out that I like the security came out near the end to kind of symbolize how they've gone too far. I always like it when they do that because it shows that they got, even if it's unsanctioned now, they're just people's safety now, that kind of stuff. I like that. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have that match. I'm not against it. Like Randy Orton, I love his run at the moment. He had his run. Kevin Owens is obviously the way they booked him. He probably needs a win. Probably Randy will probably get a win here, but a cool feud, another blood feud type thing. He's coming back to take revenge for taking him out. It's going to be interesting. It's probably similar to Sami. Was it the Seth Rollins one a couple of years ago when he came back after Seth took him out. So it'll be interesting to see what that match. And that match had that really awesome kind of, was it try and go for a curb stomp, lift him up, hit that really RKO. I know it was really awesome. But yeah, the set's up cool. Sami Zayn, I don't know. I don't really know where they're going to go for him in here. He could probably be. He probably miss. Maybe this is way of writing him out for WrestleMania. Maybe he's having like a time away. Maybe he might be involved in this match. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it sets up a tag match. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I think Sami. I don't know where they're going to go with him. They can't go for the world title really. But can't push him in there again. But or maybe he might be in the corner of maybe Jey Uso. Maybe against Gunther. I don't know. There's so many options, but not sure. But pretty good match. I mean, I wouldn't say I've probably seen WWE. It's probably they probably had a little bit better matches. It's probably up there with one of their best. Obviously, is it the end? Probably not. I don't know where they're going to go with this, but good match. I wish it was a bit more brutal. I do wish they had a bit more blood. Like if you, I know in WWE you kind of don't have it as much, but this is kind of match that had to kind of symbolize that. This is a really unsanctioned match. Like they done it with Triple H, Shawn Michaels all those years ago. It needed a bit of blood, way more I think than they allowed. Just to make it show that he's gone to maybe like Sami Zayn should be bleeding and then he hits that pop-up powerbomb and then just keeps hitting it, and all that. And just like it's bloody mess. Like, it's too far. It's gone too far. Maybe it might have helped just a little, but I mean, KO was kind of he had to win this to be fair. Like you can't take out your friend and then he all of a sudden comes back from a power drive and then not win. So, but yeah, it's a very good match. I mean, it's nothing. You can't sit there and we're talking about small things here, but yeah, interesting. Probably going Kevin Owens, Randy Orton to WrestleMania that I'm not against. So, but yes, let's talking about who's going to face who at WrestleMania. Let's now talk about the main event, where we'll talk with the men's elimination chamber. We'll find out who's going to face Worlds, at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. A lot of interesting moving parts in this match, and I cannot wait to talk about it. So let's talk about that match. So let's talk about the Elimination Chamber match. 6 men fighting out to find out who's going to face Cody Rhodes for that WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. And a lot of big names in here. Obviously, you had John Cena, you had CM Punk, you had Damian Priest, you had Drew McIntyre, you had Logan Paul, not a big name, and Seth freaking Rollins. And I was going in kind of wanting Punk to win it, because obviously I really want Punk to get the main event of WrestleMania. I think I've always been a big fan of Punk for a long time. A very long time, actually. Probably like most people after the pipe bomb, to be honest. But yeah, obviously the obvious pick everyone was talking about was John Cena. Rumours going around that the kind of John Cena, Cody Rhodes was going to be the match. And obviously, spoiler warning, that's what we're going to get. We'll see. But this match, I was going in for Punk because I really wanted Punk to win. But, obviously they kind of teased that at the end with obviously them Cena and Punk being the final two. But yeah, obviously this is a really good chamber. A lot of cool spots, really cool. Pacing was really well, really fun. I liked kind of near the end, but I like the kind of thing right at the start as well with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre kind of like trying to go for their finishes early. It was kind of the same old stuff, near the halfway stage, it's starting to pick up. You had the cool stuff with obviously John Cena coming in. He was cleaning house, trying to go old school, trying to, he's doing like the, that back suplex, the you can't see me, trying to go for hitting AAs everywhere. But I kind of like the idea that Drew McIntyre's ego kind of got in the way, hitting a Claymore on him. Instead of pinning him, it was kind of berating him. And obviously Damian Priest was able to capitalize with a quick roll up to eliminate him from the match. Drew didn't like that, and obviously gave him a kind of spiteful Claymore on Damian Priest. Obviously that's setting up a match between those two. Again, I'm not against. I think it'd be fun. Obviously I was hoping Drew would have a bit more than just more involved with Roman or two in that storyline, because I think there's still something there. But you know this is going to be a good. Them two will put on a good match, so it'll be a solid outing between those two. Obviously, that's two now. Damien Priest eliminated him from the Royal Rumble, and then now eliminated him in Elimination Chamber. So Drew's probably going to destroy him at some point. So interesting to see what happens there. But obviously, because of that attack on Damien Priest, Logan Paul went up to the top of the pod, CM Punk's pod, I pod out, and obviously hit a frog splash from the top of that. Nice. I mean, it was good. I gave him that. He's really good in the ring. Just as a human being, he's the worst. Hit the frog splash, eliminated him, and obviously now we have the final, kind of obviously this way is the final four, with obviously John Cena, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Logan Paul. But obviously Logan Paul was eliminated after obviously was it Logan Paul tried to go for that buckshot lariat. CM Punk was out of counter, found his way to the GTS, hit that, he's out. The final three: Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena. And I kind of like the idea that John Cena and kind of CM Punk kind of joined forces to go against Seth. And it's kind of nice. I got to be honest about that. And it kind of worked well. There was a really cool little homage to kind of the heart attack, the Heart Foundation. I suppose that hitting the heart attack, and kind of was it double team move that was really cool. Back and forth. We obviously had John Cena hitting that kind of the STF, and obviously I like the idea that CM Punk kind of reversed it into the kind of Anaconda Vice. That was really cool. But obviously back and forth between those two. But obviously it was John Cena who was able to. It was like a good back and forth between Seth, John Cena, and CM Punk. I like that. Obviously, you got Was it Cena hit the AA on Rollins, and then obviously CM Punk hit the GTS on him to eliminate. I think John Cena got the pin. Eliminated Seth Rollins. I think it was eliminated Seth Rollins, and the final two was John Cena and CM Punk. And but yeah, I like the idea. At first obviously didn't handshake respect, then they had a fight, but then John Cena went for it again, and obviously Punk was trying to go for the go to sleep. Like, you can try it once, but he wants to go to WrestleMania and you want to win this match. But kind of, it was more about the ending. Obviously it's back and forth. Obviously I think it was like it went for the AA, but obviously CM Punk was there and was just about to go, he's just about to try and get up. And obviously Seth Rollins, being the bitter man that he is, hit a curb stomp onto the steel on the floor around the cage, and obviously took him out. And obviously Cena, took advantage of that, and obviously hit the STF, and obviously basically CM Punk kind of, went to sleep, basically. A knockout, obviously, was able to get the win, and he's going to be facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. But yeah, obviously it seems like is Punk going to go at Seth again? Again, we've seen that 1,000 times. Maybe. I mean, we've still got the Roman situation. Obviously, he'll be back for WrestleMania, so where are they going to go with that? So maybe it is setting up a triple threat that's kind of teased by Royal Rumble. I'm not against that. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a triple threat. I mean, but it'd be basically a 2 against 1. So interesting when he go. But I think the Seth's still going to be involved in CM Punk. I kind of wish Punk was in the world title scene, but I guess they're going for another direction. And obviously after what happened after this match that I cannot wait to talk about, I'm not against that. Gotta be honest, I'm not against it. But yeah, good match. Normally if we didn't have what the ending was going to be like with CM Punk, was it The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and John Cena, this would have been a good show. It wouldn't have been a good show. I think both Elimination Chamber matches were fun, good, interesting winners. Yeah, and obviously you also had the women's tag team match was, solid but good, and obviously Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens always going to deliver. So, but we cannot end this review without talking about the Cody Rhodes, Rock, and John Cena segment. Obviously, a lot to talk about. Let's go and dive straight into it. I've been teasing it for most of this review, but let's be honest, we all know what this show is going to be remembered for. And it's going to be remembered for John Cena has turned heel. 20 years in the making. He has finally turned heel. I did not see this coming. I mean, it's been teased that John Cena versus Cody Rhodes has been in the books for a while. And again, I was a bit apprehensive because I was thinking I want to see him Punk, because obviously I think there's a story there more. But I didn't. No one saw it coming. No one thought that in a million years that John Cena, the ultimate good guy, the ultimate babyface, the guy's been resisting turning heel for nearly 20 odd years. He's been booed out of buildings. Everyone hates John Cena. When back in the days of 2010s when he was just low, John Cena wins. Like, this is our Hulk Hogan Bash of the Beast 96 version. Like, our generation, I think I saw something, and it's freaking true. I didn't see it coming. I gotta be honest. It's gonna be weird. Apparently, he's got new music, new gear. Maybe it's gonna be weird. But let's dive straight into it. So obviously after John Cena won, Cody Rhodes didn't mess around. Came in and he had nice little exchanges. Then The Rock came out. Obviously, I can't remember the other guy. I think Travis something. No offense to the guy, but he's not. He's involved in the segment, but he's not involved in any way, if you know what I mean. But yes, obviously then The Rock came out, kind of set up that, I want everything. I want your soul, Cody. But what I love about Cody is he said he sold his soul a long time ago to this ring, to the fans. So hey, Rock, go fuck yourself. And the crowd went nuts. I was like, yes, Cody. And I think what I like is like John Cena was like the crowd, like, yes, tell The Rock to go fuck yourself. And also it shows it's a different era, because now you can swear without bleeping. Guessing this what happens when you're on Netflix when there's no censors around. But yeah. And then obviously it's set up. You thought, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden he turned to John Cena. They hugged. And then like Triple H, Batista, The Rock gave the signal. Went like that. And then went like that, was it? Went like that, or two. And John Cena's face, from smiling to really serious, kicked him in the bollocks. In the Scrotissimus region, as Santino Marella will say. I've seen it a lot, watching a lot of TNA stuff recently. And everyone was like, what? As someone put a review of it, he's gone corporate. And then it was just a brutal beatdown by John Cena. Using here, was it Cody's Rolex, punching him in the face, obviously drawing blood, using the WWE Championship, hitting him with that. Was a bit white at the end. Obviously, was it that kind of was it weight strap with Cody's soul? Obviously, Cena and the guy Travis was like putting him down and whipping him, like, was it as JR would say, like a government mule, like absolutely whipping him. And obviously ended with bloody mess in the ring with his title, and the crowd stunned and kind of cheering as well, I've heard. But I think it's because we're excited that we're going to see a thing that we never thought we were going to see. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Yes, it's the Bash at the Beach kind of 96 generational when Hogan turned heel, which formed the NWO. It is that because the Ultimate Babyface finally turns heel, but I think it's got more similarities to Austin's turn in 2001. It's got that in the sense of, Austin, he was near the tail end of his career. Obviously, I think retired like 2 or 3 years after that. As a famous promo, he said, let's beat around the bush. You've got the WWE title, and I want it. And it wouldn't surprise me if, and what he did in that match is basically sold his soul to the devil, Vince McMahon, because he was so desperate to win. He would to win that title. He would do anything. And obviously, because he's not getting any younger, he needed help. So he sold his soul so he can win that title. And that's what I think has happened here. I think John Cena knows that, he's not like the young guy anymore. He's kind of like, it's retirement tour. He's on his last legs. Can't do what he used to. And he really wants to win that 17th world title. And he knows he can't do it alone. So what he's probably done is he sold his soul to, giving it to The Rock, just so he can make sure he wins that 70 world title, because he's desperate for it. He'll do anything to win it, even give up his legacy. Because funny thing about legacy, yes, maybe he's destroyed his legacy by turning heel, but good God, if he wins the 17th world title, that's a legacy they can't take away from him. they can't take away that 17th world title for him. So that's what I think he's going through. I think it's obviously got the situation he's gone corporate. He's always been corporate, John Cena. Always been the corporate champion. They've never put it in his character. But if you look at it from the outside, he's always been the corporate champion. He's been the face of the company for how many years? So it's not surprising that now they've probably just get, you know what, he's always been corporate, but now he's finally showing who he truly is. And it's a thing we never thought we'll see. It's been teased because obviously, apparently, ironically with The Rock, when they had that Rock versus John Cena match many, many eons ago, I think it was Chris Van Vliet interview I saw them. It's basically, it was kind of set up. He was going to turn heel then. Obviously, he had the gear, they had the music, they had everything. But obviously, I think Vince stopped it. So now with obviously Vince not around and Triple H is now in charge. We're getting. Maybe John Cena went, you know, it's my final year. I've always wanted to turn heel. Give it to me. But no one saw it coming in. I mean, they kind of teased it. Obviously, the kind of heelish kind of promo we did after Royal Rumble, kind of saying I'm best for business, not about everybody else, but more about himself. It's kind of teased. I think there was a thing with The Rock when they done that random thing a couple of months ago where he put out the John Cena kind of, you know, like that. And obviously now people are starting to look into everything now, where they're sitting going, that was 3. He's putting up 2. Is he counting down, or is he sitting there implying that there's still another member to go corporate and join The Rock? And, you know, but yeah, I mean, I'm shocked, but in a good way. I mean, it's one of those turns that, as much as you want to remember for the other stuff in this show, it was always going to be, when you think of Elimination Chamber 2025, going to be John Cena turned heel. 20 years in the making. It's mental. But I love it. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I don't know what to think. Obviously, rumors going around that he's not going to be turning up on Raw or SmackDown this week. So he's doing, I think I saw an interview, he's going to do the opposite. Hustle, loyalty, respect. He's going to do the opposite. He said if he's ever going to do it, he's going to do the complete opposite of what he is. Hustle, work. He's not going to work. Respect. Was it hustle? Loyalty. He has loyalty to no one. Then it was respect. He's going to disrespect. Has no respect for anyone. If you're going to do it, flip it on its head. And I kind of like that. So we're going to get probably Hollywood Cena, probably. But it's exciting. I think it's the biggest character shift in his character that he's desperately needed. But he's decided to do it on his last year. But it now makes that Cody match so much more interesting. It makes WrestleMania so much more interesting. The idea that we're not just going to get face versus face, we're going to get heel Cena versus a baby face Cody Rhodes. I was talking to a friend about this, and he said it's yet again done beautifully to basically sympathise as Cody. Because we're all kind of having a bit of a thing with Cody. We're like, okay, is he like his born champion, all that stuff? But now you have sympathy for him because now you hate John Cena and you want Cody to go after John Cena. So 3 years in a row, he's got another story he's got to finish. And that finish is to take out John Cena. He's got this heel guy, betrayed everything he stood for just for that shot to become 17th world champion. That's where I think they're going to go. But yeah, this WrestleMania has gone. It's what WrestleMania should be. It's mixed it up. Never thought I'd see it. That means this last one's just going to not be just who he wants to face. Now it's going to be a interesting character shift. Is this going to be a thing where it's going to be until the end of the year? Or is it just this into WrestleMania? Or is it going to be a couple months? I cannot wait to find out where they go with this. And that's exactly what you want from a heel turn. When it happens and you go, I cannot wait to see where this goes. That's what a good heel turn is. And this is why, and it's perfect time to do it. So I cannot wait. But yes, that's going round up my final thoughts on this show. But whew, John Cena turned heel. I never saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, this is my final thoughts on the Elimination Chamber 2025. And yeah, I mean, we all know this show is going to be remembered for the heel turn, John Cena heel turn. There's no denying that basically every show has that sometimes when they have a show with, like, they have good matches. It's known for the good matches, but it's basically known by one event. Perfect example of that is Money in the Bank. What was it? 2011. When obviously CM Punk won the WWE Championship against John Cena and walked out of the company. You try and name me the other matches in that card. You can't. Without looking up at least. All you remember is that Punk won the title and walked out. this is what this show is going to be like. You won't be on top of your head remember what's going on in the show, but you'll remember that John Cena. This is the show that John Cena turned heel. It's just the way it is. But when it comes to show overall, though, it was pretty decent, to be fair. Even if you didn't have that shock ending, it was another solid outlet where it's setting up some pretty interesting stuff. Obviously, we got the Women's Elimination Chamber match, good match. Obviously, Bianca Belair winning it is a really, I think this is probably the best thing they could set up, because now it's got an interesting story with Jay Cargill being involved. Like, I think that Bianca Belair did it. It's not like I'm like a genius or anything, but it's pretty obvious and a lot of talks. But maybe she went after Naomi to send a message to Bianca Belair. We'll find out obviously on Monday night on Raw or SmackDown this week. But obviously that was a good match. Obviously I liked it. Local spots, very solid. It proves that women, let's do guys again like Moshfin. They needed just a storyline that grips them a little bit more. A couple more good storylines and they'll be golden. The women's division. Obviously tag team match after that. Tiffany Stratton. It was Trish Stratus against Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae. I like that. It was a solid, good 10 minutes. Gave them a go. Good spots. A good little kind of cleanser between obviously the chaos but going in. Definitely wasn't a tournament match. No, not saying that at all. But it was just sometimes you need a kind of calm down match, a normal match after the other matches or stipulation matches. Sometimes you see a solid, really good tag team match, and this is exactly what it was, and it was really good. Obviously, Tiffany Stratton, I wish Charlotte was involved in this a bit more, because obviously it made sense if we're going to keep that going, maybe. I don't know. But good match here. And obviously it's good. It's always good to see Trish Stratus. But obviously the unsanctioned match, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn again. Really cool stuff. Really some brutal stuff. Wish it was had a bit more blood going on. Wish it was a bit more brutal, but because obviously if you've got kind of blood feud, but I mean, I kind of like table spots. I kind of like the barbed wire kind of chair. Way they used it, I like the kind of selling. I liked at the end that obviously it was then multiple kind of was it pop-up power bombs onto the apron, kind of all that started this whole thing in WWE anyway, and obviously setting up obviously that Randy Orton's back, and obviously Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. It was a good segment. I really loved it. I mean, it's have they done a better match? Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. WWE, I don't know. Obviously, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, they probably definitely have more. I mean, probably Kevin Steen versus El Generico in that, was it one of their ladder war matches, is probably one of my favourites. So I think I would say that's probably one of the best overall from feuds from WWE and the independents. But yes, obviously that was a good match. Obviously there, if you want to see what happens there, and obviously we had the main event with the Elimination Chamber. John Cena winning made sense. Would have liked Punk to win, but obviously when we know how the segment ended, I think Punk could be fine. I think we're going Seth Punk. Looks like we're going Drew, Priest. Not probably, I don't know about Logan Paul. I don't know where they're going with that, but no offense, I don't really care. I mean, but yes, obviously right at the end, and obviously we've got was John Cena turn heel, is what we're all going to talk about. But overall, if I was going to grade it, I would give it it's a tough one, because obviously I think it's a B, because obviously overall the solid show. Obviously you could put it to an A if you think of a heel turn, but obviously that time will tell with that one. Depends how it depends how it works, because obviously Austin did it, and obviously I think that's why it will. I think with the Austin one, it's like this will work better, but the Austin one, because obviously Austin didn't have anyone to really go against, because obviously The Rock was going to Hollywood at that point. So who did he have to revenge this heel turn? It was The Undertaker. Nothing against The Undertaker, but it's not the guy who betrayed him. Like, if The Rock was still around and obviously done it, and then The Rock was still around, it would have been one of the most epic things. But that's why in my opinion it didn't work. But in this case, Cena turning, you have Cody, you have Punk, you have the people that can really make this storyline and something really good. So I cannot wait to see where that goes. But let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Elimination Chamber 2025? It's the only thing people are talking about in the Western community. Everyone's still shocked. I mean, obviously 2 days later, and obviously everyone's like mental online. But yeah, John Cena turned heel. I've said it multiple times. I'm still shocked now, 2 days later. But yeah, let me know in the comment below what you think, what you thought of the show. Please like and subscribe. So more of this will be coming soon. And yeah, the WrestleMania just got a lot more interesting, so I cannot wait to talk about that next. Was it mid of April? Cannot wait for that. So yeah, I've been Stuart Irvine. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll be back soon for more wrestling content. But yeah, have a good day, everyone. Bye.